He said easy work, easy money. Do you agree?
Don't worry about what. There's no easy fight. There's no easy fight.
Why is he saying this? Why is he saying this? He said easy money.
He believes in me.
Yeah,
he
that's
believes
right.
in me.
I like that.
I've never seen like someone on X Factor that can't sing, but their parents believe in them.
I'm going in there. I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
Do you agree?
Whatever he said. We'll see if the cookie crumbles. I don't know what to say. I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm not focusing on him. I just know what I can do, and I can't wait to show it. I'm not gonna crumble. I'm solid. I've been through wars.
This is what I'm gonna say. I don't want to focus on it being like about Jake. Oh, Jake's small, so that makes me confident. Jake's this, so that makes me confident. I'm just focused on myself. I'm confident in myself. Jake could be 10th. I'm confident in myself. That's what I'm saying. It's not about how he is. I just really like. I've got a good team. I've been through ups and downs. I've stood the test of time. I'm passionate. I'm hungry, and I'm still here ready to fight my heart out. So I'm confident in that.
Anthony Joshua delivers a calm but unmistakable warning to Jake Paul, making it clear that he's stepping into this fight not as a celebrity name, but as a former unified heavyweight champion shaped by years at the very top of the sport.
The punches you see, it's the feinting, it's the distance, it's the, oh my God, I threw that jab. Yeah, the intangibles. It's going to be really interesting to see how he deals with the intangibles in that.
Yeah.
And that's why I said there's a few things that I'm going to do in the ring that he might not have seen before, and I'm going to see how he deals with them.
Yeah.
Always have a lot to say, but both of us have some of the biggest knockouts of the past years in boxing, and we're coming to fight. We made it smaller gloves just now today, so someone's getting put to sleep.
Joshua points out that the confidence forged through world-class camps, championship bouts, and pressure-filled arenas can't be fast-tracked or borrowed by someone coming over from entertainment into professional boxing.
I align myself with some of the greatest coaches and greatest fighters in the world because I have that hunger, that desire. Every time I've been knocked down or been in trouble when I was younger, came back 3 years later, got to the Olympics, get in trouble again before the Olympics, 3 years later, become world champion after 16 fights, win all the belts, get beat by Ruiz, come back and unify the division for the second time. It's just constantly drives my focus and my hunger to get better. So I'm going to be a tough man to break down 100% come December 19th because I've been building myself over the last year. I ain't been sitting back. I've been working.
He explains that his camp has been about sharpening the basics, tightening combinations, and working closely with elite trainers so nothing Jake brings on fight night comes as a surprise. For Joshua, this contest isn't about noise or promotion, but about exposing the clear gap between a crossover fighter still learning and a fully proven professional, and he expects that difference to be obvious.
I don't think it's necessarily fair to AJ. I just know that I have the power and the timing. It's the shots that you don't see coming that knock people out. And I'm a tricky knockout artist that people don't give me enough credit for. I've won knockout of the year. So he has to be careful. And I do have the timing, the speed, and the tricks up my sleeve to be able to hit a shot on this guy that he doesn't see coming that can put him to sleep 1,000%.
Echoing the broader concerns around the matchup, Conor McGregor offers his own direct take. He gives Jake Paul credit for even considering a challenge of this magnitude, but warns that respect doesn't cancel out danger. Boxing, McGregor says, is ruthless, and sharing a ring with a powerful heavyweight like Joshua is real risk, not just viral content.
I mean, he's gonna get knocked out by AJ though, isn't
he? If he makes that walk, try to give him his respect for that. Very dangerous, you know. It seems like Netflix are all over him. Again, it's a dangerous sport, and you can't overlook that. Joshua's a big boy and a powerhouse. I've sat ringside and watched Joshua. That's a heavy punching man, and he's a happy and he's a good kid. He has an anger in him. He has a darkness in him, does Anthony Joshua. I don't think a lot of people suss that. So, the fight shouldn't go ahead. My opinion, the fight shouldn't go ahead. If he does it, I'll give him the...
McGregor describes Joshua as a destructive force with genuine power and an aggressive edge that only seasoned fighters truly understand. In his view, very few men can absorb what Joshua delivers when locked in. He openly questions whether the fight should happen at all due to the potential damage, but adds that if Jake insists on stepping forward, the bravery alone deserves acknowledgement. even if the ending feels inevitable.
I don't want to ask you about a prediction for Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua because I think a lot of people know what will happen. But is it dangerous for Jake Paul to be taking on a big heavyweight? You're a heavyweight, man. I wouldn't want to get punched by you here. Is it very dangerous for Jake Paul to be even taken?
I mean, no matter what it is, it can be an exhibition fight or whatever fight it is. When two guys step over that rope and they got bad intentions or they ready to throw blows, it's always bad. You got to understand that boxing is a dangerous business and the head is not meant to be hit in the first place. Doctors will always tell you the head is not meant to be hit, the body is not meant to be hit, the head is not meant to be, the brain is not meant to be.
Picking up on those safety concerns, veteran boxing journalist Gareth A. Davies shares a similar unease while breaking down why Joshua versus Jake Paul feels both bizarre and impossible to ignore. Speaking from Dubai, he admits that many in boxing still won't believe it's real until both fighters stand under the lights during fight week. While he respects Jake's willingness, the reality remains unavoidable.
A tick in the box and signing the contract straight away. Readily, you cannot see a victory for Jake Paul. I mean, you can't. I do worry about his safety in there. I do know that it wouldn't have been licensed in the UK. Even today, people are throwing conjecture on the fact that Jake Paul hurt his eye. He said it was Lawrence Okoli punched him in sparring and that the fight is off. People are almost looking for a reason for it to be off. I've been there myself in the last couple of weeks as well. I mean, I cannot believe, until I see them in fight week and until we witness it, I won't believe it's truly happening if I'm on.
Davies notes that matching a novice boxer against a former heavyweight champion would never be approved in stricter regions like the UK. He suggests even promoters seem to be hunting for reasons to delay or cancel the bout, including talk of Jake's recent sparring-related eye injury. He reminds everyone this isn't theater. The heavyweight division is lethal, and fame doesn't soften punches, even if the fight breaks records and gives Joshua a simple comeback path.
And as I spoke with Nikisa Badarin and Jake Paul at the press conference in Miami a couple of weeks back, if Jake Paul does do it, it'll be the biggest upset in the history of boxing. The biggest shock ever. Maybe one of the biggest upsets in the whole of sport. Some people question whether this really is sport. You know, you can deem it to be circus, you can deem it to be freak show. Spoke to David Hay for an interview in the Telegraph that's going in tomorrow, I think. And he was saying, you know, if he'd been offered this all those years ago and he was in the same position as Anthony Joshua, he said, I wouldn't have even thought about it. I wouldn't even give it any consideration. It would have been a tick in the box.
According to Davies, all the pressure lands on AJ. If the fight drags on, critics will question his mentality. And if something goes wrong, boxing will have to explain how this matchup was ever sanctioned. As debate continues, analyst Wade Plemons digs deeper into Jake Paul's training camp, and the signs raise eyebrows. He points to Jake revealing a clear black eye from recent heavyweight sparring, especially against Lawrence Okoli, whose size and punching style closely resemble Joshua's threats.
Lawrence Okoli, and especially if it's your right eye. If Jake's getting hit in his right eye, that usually would mean that he's getting jabbed, because that jab in orthodox would come out from the left hand on the right eye side constantly, or got jabbed big time with a one big shot, or, and this may be even more of a bad thing for Jake Paul, he's gotten hit with a hard left hook, one that he didn't see because it was right on his eye. And it looks like it landed pretty flush, as you can kind of see here. Question is, which one of those two things is happening? And question is, how is it going down? Because what we know about Anthony Joshua is that he has a...
Plemons explains that while sparring big men is meant to prepare Jake for real heavyweight pressure, visible damage suggests he's struggling to avoid shots he'll absolutely face on fight night. At this level, one clean punch tells a story about timing, defense, and exposure, factors that become critical under bright lights and smaller gloves. He also observes Joshua looking sharp, focused, already in shape, and driven by relentless pressure, while dismissing Jake's claims that the size difference favors him.
This is the worst I've seen Jake look after sparring or at any time during his camps, and maybe there's been times where he's not on camera, but you can tell the levels are higher and the risk is higher and the danger is higher this time around because of how his eye looks. He's probably getting hit harder, getting up worse in sparring than he ever has. Now, he has said that the heavyweights he's sparring, it's actually easier for him and he's not getting hit as much, but that black eye is not the same indication as to what he's saying. So either he's embellishing a bit and this is harder than he thought, or harder than in anything else he's ever done as far as the sparring, the training for this match, or he got caught with something big, and that's the
Clemens argues this goes beyond wins and losses. If Jake can't handle Joshua's pace or power, the physical consequences could be serious. While praising Jake's ambition and courage, he believes the experience gap and limited time at heavyweight fundamentals make this one of the most dangerous choices of Jake Paul's career. Former UFC title challenger Darren Till reinforces that fear, saying after decades in combat sports, there are levels you simply can't cheat, and even he wouldn't face Anthony Joshua under boxing rules.
Jake Paul could get seriously hurt in there, couldn't he?
Yeah, look, Anthony Joshua's one of the biggest, strongest heavyweights out there. I've sparred a few heavyweights who come down the gym. One was being a guy called the War Chief. He was massive. He looked like John Coffey from Game Island. He didn't punch me around, but every time he hit me, even when he hit me forearms, I just felt like this thunder hit me, and I was like, and that's why we have weight classes. That's why you have your lightweight, your welterweight, and from that we can all go up and down a little bit, but we can't make jumps like that. It's just not. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Jake could get fucking killed in there.
So as we close, the message from champions, MMA veterans, and seasoned analysts is unanimous. This fight is historic, but it's also a massive gamble. Joshua brings real heavyweight menace, elite experience, and a serious mindset. Jake Paul brings confidence, ambition, and a willingness to risk everything for legacy. That's why the world is watching. Maybe Jake shocks everyone, or maybe reality lands like a heavyweight right hand. Either way, this moment could reshape boxing forever. Now it's your call. Does Jake survive a clean AJ punch, or does the experiment end the instant a true heavyweight connects? Drop your thoughts below, share, subscribe to Boxing Headquarters, and we'll catch you in the next one.